thanks for clicking in. Today I thought we'd take a look at this new Barnes Range AR ammunition that Barnes came out with. They're offering this for the 5.56 in a 52 grain and the 300 Blackout in a 90 grain. And they call this the OTFB, which stands for Open Tip Flat Base, I believe. I don't usually buy ammunition because I do a lot of reloading, but this one I was curious about because it has a zinc core instead of a lead core. So it's a lead-free ammunition. And in addition to that, something that I read that kind of piqued my interest was the propellant is optimized for AR platforms, is what it says here on the box. And if you've been reloading this, especially in the supers, you know that we kind of use off-the-shelf pistol powder, big bore pistol powder for this. We use H110, 1680, some of those. Anyway, there's a bunch in that group that we use, but none of them are specifically designed for the AR. In fact, they're not designed for the AR at all. So that piqued my interest. I thought maybe we'd take a look, we'll pull a bullet, and we'll get the dimensions on this this ammunition here. And we'll look at it together. First of all, let's get the overall length. So it's 2.147. And I've actually looked at a couple of these, and they're actually, most of them are around 2.145 is pretty close. So they seem to be well made. They're within a couple of thousandths of each other from the ones that I looked at. Let's go ahead and pull one. A sacrificial lamb here. Sorry about the noise. I am interested to look at this powder and see what it looks like. Pretty fine. Get it all back in the pan. We'll weigh it out and see what we're looking at. And this tiny ball powder's got a lot of cling to it. So we're sitting about 19 on that one. So 19 grains of powder. I don't know if you can see that. I thought I'd pour a little H110 out and take a look at it visually. I don't know what I hope to see here, but thought we could compare the two. So this one is the Range AR and this one's H110. Take a look at those two powders. They look pretty darn similar to me. So there's a lot of things they do to powder that could change the performance of the powder. Flash suppressant, do things to change the burn rate, take advantage of longer barrels. What else here? We did the overall length. Let's set this aside for a second. Let's take a, zero that out. One more time. Take a look at the bullet. 90 grains, just like they say. There is the open tip. We'll focus on this here. Focus here. There's the open tip. Flat base. Oh, let's get the dimensions on the bullet. so just like expected, 308. You get to the total length for a 90 grain bullet. This bullet's pretty long. We're looking at 1 inch 12 thousandths. So it's pretty long for a 90 grain bullet. But zinc is not as heavy as lead, so they get more material in the space. So basically, you know, I think this is put together with the zinc for ranges where you can't use lead. You know, I think we're going to see more of that in the future, unfortunately. I think lead is probably, for the shooting community, is becoming the spotted owl of firearms. So I want to take this out, and we will shoot this up against some of Treetop Flyer's homemade ammunition. So, you know, I set the bar pretty average there, and we'll see how it does. I'll try to get as accurate a shots on it as I can, and we'll gauge the performance, and I'll try to get it across the chronograph. You know, sometimes that's hit or miss. And we'll record what we get, and we'll bring it back here, and I'll show you the targets if everything works out, and we'll see you back then. Hey guys, back from a beautiful day at the range. Hope you enjoyed a little bit of footage I threw in there just for fun. I'll show you the targets I did. These are my hand loads on this side. This is your standard TNT 125 grain. I use 18.2 grains of H110, and I went ahead and recorded I did 5-shot group, and here's the shots, and here's my extreme spread 72 and standard deviation 29. Just for reference, here is my resized 123 grain VMAX, resized from 310 down to 308. Same powder load, overall same loaded to, I think it was 2.065 inches. And again, here's my total numbers. I'll put this up here. You guys can hit pause. I won't hold this up too long. And extreme spread 52. You can see I got a little stringing going on there. Not proud of that, but you know, they're not terrible. And here's the Barnes AR, a little wider here. I was having some stringing problems, so I'm more concerned with the width of the overall group. A little windy that day. I like to blame it on the wind. Yeah, we'll use wind. But here's the numbers. Now you can see this actually shot a little bit faster. Now I'm shooting this out of a 16-inch CMMG barrel with a 1 1/8 twist. And this was reported to be, you know, on the website it says 2550, and you can see I've got numbers of 2715. Now this wasn't super, you know, wasn't super consistent in speed. I got an extreme spread of 132 on that one, a little bit more than my hand loads. Of course, these are, you know, hand load, trickled, and all that stuff. I'm sure they're not doing that at the factory, but so one thing I didn't show on camera is I kind of shot the video twice, and before it was over, I ended up pulling 2 bullets instead of 1. The one that you're going to see in this video, and then another one I pulled, and those are the only 2 I pulled. What I was not too thrilled about was the difference in powder loads. The first one I pulled was 19.9, or I'm sorry, 18.9, and I called it 19. The second one I pulled that isn't on the film here was 19.9. So a full grain difference between just 2 random ones that I pulled. I don't know what it would look like if I pulled the rest of them, but I don't know what you guys think, but for me as a hand loader, I didn't think that was super consistent, especially in powder that's as I don't know, reactive, I guess you'd say, as H110. It little goes a long way, let's say. So anyway, I'll put that out there, let you guys, maybe we can discuss it, see what you think, if you think that's a big deal or not. As you can see, they still shot pretty well. I've actually got a couple touch in there. And as you know from my previous videos, I'm not here to show you my marksman skills because I don't have them. So let's move on to cost. This stuff, I ordered this from Midway, I think it was, and it came in at $19.49 plus shipping. So right now the price point on this is still kind of high. It's a new ammunition, it's a new projectile. I can see that, and 300 Blackout across the board is still pretty expensive. So that's something that hopefully will come down. When you look at the 300 Blackout, there's really no reason, except for the current state of supply and demand, there's really no reason for this to be more expensive than even 5.56. The brass, there's actually, if you look at just a matter of resources, there's less brass and there's less powder. And that's offset by a larger, probably slightly more expensive projectile. But still, at some point, I can see this coming down. I would like to see 300 Blackout in the $10, $12 box range. And so I think this is still overpriced. Again, what do you guys think? Let's talk about the projectile a little bit. Using zinc as a projectile is kind of interesting. Zinc is actually this, while we're talking about cost for projectiles, zinc is the same weight, or I'm sorry, the same cost per pound roughly that lead is. So, and there's actually a little bit less in terms of weight in one of these projectiles. So I can see this shows some promise, particularly in the Blackout, because the Blackout is unique because it has a longer throat for the subsonic. So we could actually stand in the supersonic to have a little bit longer zinc projectile, a little bit more of that zinc in there because zinc has less mass, so it's going to take up more space at the same weight than lead. So we could actually tolerate a larger supersonic round, larger in case, not in terms of weight, but larger in terms of mass, or I'm sorry, what would it be? Size, overall size. So I think Blackout has some interesting opportunity shooting zinc loads, zinc bullets, even in a heavier weight and still supersonic. And who knows, maybe we put some pebbles on it and make a hunting ammunition. I am definitely for hunting with lead-free ammunition. So that's just my take on it. Anyway, hope you liked the video. Hope you got something. I had a good time making it. Tell me what you think. And if you liked it, like the video for me, share it with your friends, and let's discuss it. I'll put the specifics of the ammunition, size and everything, so you have a list down on the bottom in the description, so you can click the more button and just look down and see if you're interested. Anyway, thanks for watching, and stay safe.